So let's say you have a small business. You rely and depend on the survival of your business being tied directly to your ability to operate your website, for example. Because if people go there and they can't get into it, they may not be able to then buy any products from you. You'll have reputation risk and everything. So then you get a call from your customer saying, I just tried to go on your website and it said you guys have had a ransomware attack. So that might be a way an executive learns about their ransomware attack. Wow.
That's correct. And then these attackers, these cyber criminals, are smart enough. They know your business, so they know what your pain point is. So if it's a small company, they might only ask for $5,000 or $10,000 ransom because they know that you make $20,000 a day. So if you're down for a couple of days, it's cheaper to pay the ransom. And then the larger companies, they might raise it, but they're actually doing a ransom that we call a competitive payment, that it actually makes more sense for you to pay than to go without your data for multiple days.
But the problem is if you pay it, there's no assurance that you're not going to get hit by another ransomware.
I joke, it's like when you go to a website and you sign up, you get put on their mailing list, right? Because you are now a customer and they like you. Well, guess what? If you pay the ransom once, you are now on the frequent flyer or mailing list for that company, and they're going to keep trying to come after you over and over again. So our recommendation to companies is, of course, have good security, fix the vulnerabilities, protect your endpoints so you don't get hit with ransomware. But if you have to pay the ransom, it's a business decision. That's up to you. Pay it, but then make sure you fix the problem and redesign your network so it doesn't happen again. Because otherwise, we have clients of ours where if you look at their financial statements, they actually have $300K each year as part of their financial statements earmarked for ransom payments. And to them, it's a cost of doing business. They've just accepted the fact that they're going to have to pay the ransom instead of trying to fix or secure their data.
So, okay. So basically, you're saying that these ransomware are at the scale where they're willing to do all this effort because they've got scalability, right? They don't have to have people associated with this. It can be all automated for them. So they're willing to ransomware someone for only $5,000 or $10,000 in some cases.
Right. And it's even less than that. The big trend we're seeing now with ransomware is it's going personal. And what I mean by that is...
So on personal consumer level, like
yes,
anyone can get ransomware now.
Right. So there's ransomware that targets individuals, and the ransom payment is $75. So let me ask you a question. If do you know friends or family members that have all their pictures of their kids, their grandkids, memories, their taxes and everything else, they get hit with ransomware? Is it worth $75 for them to get their data back?
Yeah, it's very much worth it to get it back, but it's not worth it to say, no, I'm going to fight you. What are you going to do? You're never going to be able to get at your data.
Right. So, and people go, but Eric, $75 seems so small. Yeah, but with the automation that you talked about, Robert, if I can do this for 3, 4, 5 million people, you're talking a couple $100 million in revenue with very high profit margins. So this is really big business where they're going after the individuals. And then the other interesting trend for business owners is ransomware is now switching to extortion. So instead of holding your data ransom, because so many companies are backing up their data now, so if they get hit with ransomware, they'll be like, we're not going to pay because we have a backup. But if they got your data to hold it ransom, that means they also got access to it. So now they come back and go, okay, Robert, I have all of your corporate records, all of your corporate data, all of your private information. Unless you pay me, I'm going to release it publicly. So now they're switching from a ransom to an extortion type style attack.
Wow.